Last year our family bought 140 acres of land off the grid in Australia, and we call it Chimney Creek Farm. We dream of building a more sustainable and simple life. We have been donated a 23,000 litre rainwater tank, and it's arriving in 2 days' time. So we have that amount of time to build a platform or a base for it to sit on. Paul's dad, Rod, is off-site here using the drop saw to recess these treated boards so that we can just screw them together more easily at the farm. Some rainwater tank companies will void your warranty if you use the wrong kind of wood, so just make sure you read the fine print before you build your base. Paul and I have been sick with the flu, so I'm not sure how we're going to go with getting all this done in 2 days' time. Paul's dad is a qualified builder in New Zealand, and Paul and his dad used to work together when Paul was young, so Paul's learnt all his building skills from Rod. These are galvanised steel pegs. They're designed for added long wear and durability in the Australian weather. Paul's just taking measurements of where the base needs to be. Our rainwater tank base needs to be on level ground with 100mm thick of compacted crusher dust and free from any soft spots. It also needs to be at least 200mm greater than the diameter of the tank. So basically 100mm greater all around the tank. If you've been watching our previous videos, you would have seen us digging up the ground here a few weeks back, just trying to level out the ground a little bit. We've decided we're going to dig some trenches to put the treated boards in, so we have a lot of digging ahead of us tomorrow. Chimney Creek Farm is in the rolling New England region. There are plenty of elegant wineries and superb wilderness in our area. Chimney Creek Farm has big sky panoramas, spectacular countryside, and there's a lot of prehistoric granite boulders. This area is generally very cold as well. And Paul's just measuring it diagonally just to make sure that it's square. And now that those measurements are all correct, Paul's just securing those pickets in the right place. Now Paul's just attaching a string line. The reason for the string line is to make sure everything lines up perfectly. And it's been a very chilly start to winter. We're getting a lot of forecasts for minus below zero temperatures over the next week or two, and it's just absolutely freezing today. I was so cold this day that I had to go and get my jacket that's designed for Alaska and Antarctica, because that's definitely what it felt like here today. That's better. Now only my hands and my legs are freezing. I was just tapping this line level to try to get the bubble all together. Line levels or string levels are a special brand of spirit level used for leveling across longer distances. They can be attached to a tightly pulled string to find the level between two stakes or pickets in the ground. Basically, they're a cheaper alternative to line laser levels, and they require a little bit more preparation and patience to ensure that the job gets done right. So, as you saw earlier, Paul's dad Rod prepared these lap joints for us in these boards. So, and he's also numbered them from A1 to D, and so each one matches up. So you've got B2, B1, D1, D2, A1, A2.
C1 and C2 should go together.
This has saved us a lot of time today, because now we can just put the boards together, match them up and bolt them together. The bolts we're using here are the Zenith M10 by 60mm hot dipped galvanized cup head bolt and nuts. They're designed for fastening timber to timber or timber to metal, and they include a square neck feature, limiting bolt spinning during application. And they're hot dipped galvanized for additional corrosion protection from the elements. Right now we are just camping in and around our shed that's on the property. This area has some beautiful historic and heritage stone buildings, and it's kind of like what the house that we want to build. We want it to be an old stone look, and we've been actually watching this series called Yellowstone, and the home in that is huge, but the stonework is so beautiful, and that's sort of the look that we're aiming for. We would really love to build our home from the stones on our property as well. Well, it's so cold and we've pretty much run out of daylight hours, so now it's time to get inside and get the fire going and to get warm, but we've got a big day ahead of us tomorrow. So once we've got this base completed, Paul is going to show me how to use the chainsaw to collect firewood, so that's pretty exciting. When we woke up the next morning, it was still pretty freezing, but at least the wind had died down. The morning dew is all over everything, the fences, the gates, the grass. The winter frosts are just about to start. I wonder what the cut-off age is to say, instead of saying I fell over, I had a fall, because I ended up falling over twice on this day. We're just lining this board up to make sure the pickets are in the right place, and so we know where to dig the trench for it to sit in. Paul's just checking how level it is at the moment. Going to move this out of the way so we can start digging the trench.
the edge of the trench about there. So I need to dig that.
So Paul's just attaching the pegs to provide a little bit more support. There are a lot of big rocks and stones in the trenches, which Paul ends up digging out for me. So Paul is now screwing these boards together in a butt joint. Gosh, with having the flu, I'm a little bit exhausted. Any other time, if we were sick, we would just put a project off for a week or two, but we can't really with this one because the rainwater tank is arriving tomorrow. So time is of the essence. Paul's just attaching the corner pegs now. So we needed 4 adults to be able to move the rainwater tank from the road down our track to our property. Because our track is so bad at the moment and boggy, the driver can't bring the big truck down with the water tank on it. So we have to come up some sort of creative solution to get it here. Our friend Daryl is arriving very soon to give us a hand. Daryl has his own business, Daryl White Services, and he's building tiny homes.
Oh, no, there's a little red one that you normally
He's based in Brisbane, so if you're interested in having a chat to him, let us know. He's a bit of a perfectionist, so you know you're always going to get a good job done. And here comes the third side. Now we're just double checking our measurements are right. So our son Eli is just zipping around on the lawnmower there. Chimney Creek Farm is actually in a bushfire prone area, so we do try to keep our grasses and lawns down. Now just to dig this last trench. And now to put in the last side of the square, and fingers crossed it all lines up. Paul's just putting a peg on the outside of this board here. So this is what it all looks like together. It's taken us about 4 hours since we started digging the trenches this morning to get to this stage. So we put corner pegs in all the corners. Now we're just getting out any big rocks or stones that we've dug out that are in the middle. Now I'm just filling in the holes that are left in the trenches with the dirt. And I'm shamelessly breaking all the fashion rules with these wool socks and Crocs. And the dirt patches on my knees are from when I got tangled up in the string line and fell on my hands and knees. Luckily, we didn't get that on video. So this is what the base looks like. I am pooped. 4 hours of digging trenches is enough for me. Luckily then Daryl arrived and came to the rescue. They went down to the main road to pick up the crusher dust that had been left for us. Now to fill up this hole manually. They've got the back of the ute full and the trailer full, and it will probably take about 3 trips for us to use up all the crusher dust that we have. My work colleagues got me a $100 gift voucher for Bunnings for my birthday. So guys, this is what we spent the gift card on. How exciting. Crusher dust is made from recycled crushed rock or concrete. It easily compacts, and we will add some cement to it as well. We ordered 4 tons of it for this project. You're right for the 2 lady one. And Eli's just going to fill in some more of the edges in the trenches while they go and get another couple of loads. Everybody shoveling. And this is the second load of crusher dust.
Everybody shuffling. Done, you ready?
And now they're just smoothing it all out so they can sprinkle a little bit of concrete over the top. So this is the second chopper that has flown over Chimney Creek Farm today. So now they're just adding some cement to the mix. We used a couple of bags. It can just help the crusher dust harden up a bit. Now they're driving off in the sunset together to get the last load of crusher dust. Last one, guys. They've done an amazing job getting this all together. So we're starting to run out of daylight again. But hopefully we'll get this done before we get to bed. It's been a really big day for everyone. And the final bag of concrete goes on. And now to settle down with some roast dinner and some red wine, and tomorrow is going to be another big day.